defecation. I remember when we were much younger, a lot of people used to get those terms intertwined, all right? They used to use them interchangeably. No, when you excrete, right, you are removing byproducts, all right, things that are no longer useful to the body. They have come through, or they have undergone some form of chemical reaction, all right, that you more often than not is irreversible. So when you are sweating, you're actually excreting. Those are the things that you excrete from your body. All right, that's from all the cells. When you urinate, you are excreting. All right, that's it. You are moving, byproducts, of your food and the water and the other things that have been digested, germs and whatever, they've been broken down. The liver takes them to the kidney filters them, something called the glomerular filtration rate, right? That now determines how much gets into your bladder, and then you now, void as pee, right? So that's excretion. However, when you defecate, right, the food doesn't get into the body system. It doesn't. It goes into the stomach where digestion occurs, and then your stomach now removes the nutrients and now sends into the bloodstream. Now, the other part that goes through the intestines that are not used by the body, you now defecate through your bum, right? Good. It's a bit of biology there, 101. You see, in Nigeria and parts of Africa, there's a huge problem, and that problem is open defecation. It's an eyesore. That's what we're talking about this morning, a public eyesore. Now, back in the 13th, 14th, and maybe even 16th century, all over Europe, it wasn't unusual to have people openly defecate. They didn't have stalls or, toilets. So they'll go to certain areas in the bush and they'll do their business the way people are doing their business. All right? Right? Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So here it is. So some residents of Alechi Beach in Diobu, of my one, have expressed worry over the lack of standard public toilets in the area. Now, they told our correspondent that open defecation, especially at the riverbank, is an age-long tradition. Now, let me say this. When we talk about age-long tradition, those days of our forebears, right? They would probably get to the bush, defecate. Those of you who grew up in the river area, there are certain parts of the river where they defecate. And call it, the natural cycle, carbon or nitrogen cycle, whatever, as the air, moves, the nitrates and whatnot, right? The point is, a lot of the diseases that we're experiencing today, maybe our forebears didn't experience them because they knew certain places where they would go and do certain things. But today, it's a totally different ballgame. I take walks in the evenings sometimes, early in the mornings when I come into the office. And I have never not gone through the routes I take without coming through a bag of poo at least once or twice a month. Let me say that again. So very frequently when I take walks around parts of Port Harcourt, I will find hot puts on the ground. Those of you who did your MISC camps in some interesting places, right? Okay. Remember that some of you would do number 2. You would defecate in a nylon bag, tight, and throw it into the bush. Yes, you did that. So this morning, I have 2 questions for you. This is a big place where, because of the scarcity of water, they can't afford WC, so they'll dig the pit latrine, yeah. But they'll now use ceramic tiles, so it looks really neat, yeah. So you don't flush, but you just make sure that you do your business like. Do you think that will help if we have, old school latrine styles dotting Port Harcourt and maybe even in the rural areas? And 2, how do we deter people from defecating in public? It's an eyesore. Imagine this is 2024 and I'm walking around streets of Port Harcourt. I pass some streets and I see, as soon as you just see the nylon bag, you just know This is poo. This is excrement. Why? Well, I don't know anything. We are about to find out from you.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
And now, hello Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0003, 0817923-0007, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0007. WhatsApp is 0809-6416. All right, that's where you see us. Nigeriainfo. PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. Just quickly opening that right now at Nigeriainfo. PH at Nigeriainfo. PH. We're talking about open. It's an eyesore. That's it. And you know what's more disturbing? The fact that sometimes, and I don't know how many of you will admit to this, but sometimes we have seen some people do it, as well. Yes, a lot of people, I know see some mentally challenged individuals, defecating. What? Heart, speaking to from Road Heart, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, the cause of this defecation is that the support parents
Okay.
They really don't have a good investment. If the landlords and the environmental can visit those kind of places and ensure that there are good toilet system, I think it will help to reduce. And then at the same time too, some people too don't really make use of this. And don't need to do so. With that too, you can reduce that open defecation.
Well, let's hope.
If you do toilet, I need be managed.
Okay. So let me you a question. If government into in around time they will set publics in Diobu and also in at the my one market then, so it's like yes, early 90s. You could actually pay to use those facilities. So but the question is, why can't we do that now?
The point is now if we Nigeria, we don't really appreciate occupation. For example, if someone should come up with that idea of doing that in an environment, the person feels not, a person does not appreciate what he's doing. He just feel like, I'm managing this. But sometimes in a civilized world, they see that as occupation and they value it. So I think it's possible if an individual will take that thing up. But will the person have patronage? That is the question. Not investing and you don't have patronage in doing that. So that is the problem. But government can do it because government is not after profit but to see how to better the life of people. So if government can do it, can they manage it? Not creating another problem while solving a problem.
All right, that's a concern. Not creating a problem while solving a problem. Now, when I say a lot of people defecate, if you are a Nigerian and you use public transport to go between states, interstate journeys from here to Lagos, maybe you've seen somebody, but I like to believe maybe almost everybody has had that experience where you are pressed at some point, in the journey. I know I have been, and somewhere between Ore and Shagamu, we had to tell the bus driver to let Jude come down. No, if not, I would have destroyed the place. And we were in the middle of nowhere, right? We were in the middle of nowhere. I had to go into the bush. But I wasn't bothered. Because, as a guy man who lived in the village, we used to go to the bush. We used to do our number twos in the bush. Was I scared? Yes, because, this is a bush you don't know anywhere. But what if something had beaten me on my rear end? But I did. Back into deep. Out of the hey, as people like to old school latrines should not be brought back, because people will the hole and blast the surrounding. Also, the hot air from the latrine will blast your bum. Secondly, to stop the look, when I say these things, right? When we're having this discussion, I'm not saying it because I'm trying to demarket River State or Port Harcourt, but please, there are parts of that my one, right, where you will pass through and you would just know that somebody has defecated. Sometimes early in the mornings, I remember those days when we used to jog around, right? Early in the mornings near the bridge, you just see feces on the ground. I'm very sure I'm old enough to know the difference between cow dung and human feces. I'm pretty sure you can as well. I'm pretty sure. All right, this one says, good morning. See, this open defecation problem, people are taking it very lightly. Come to parts in D-line, people are still using this thing like a joke. They will put in nylon bags and they'll throw it across people's fences. Why? Why? No, that's not nice. How would you poo in your own place? You tight. You now throw it into somebody else's cup. No, now. No. You guys are harsh. Nigeriainfo, greetings to you. All right, this morning our final conversation is about the smelly habit, the eyesore that is open defecation. a problem. It's associated with this. Now, remember in the news yesterday, I made mention that residents called for for urgent government intervention to the apply, talking about open defecation, where people in parts of the Elechi Beach, that's in Diobu, now go to the river and poo, right? Now, on his part, the Community Development Committee chairman, Belese Moye Best Man Dapa, said 2 persons had died from drowning after falling while defecating at the waterside. He also said that, look, there's need for a good drainage system to curtail the gathering of waste in their homes when the river overflows their banks. Now, I don't know how many of you have visited Abonima. I have. Where I was going to Abonima. It's just sales. Side of the river. And I was told that that's where some people go to defecate. I was amazed. It was so, like I said, this was years ago. Maybe Abonima people, please, I'm not down, but maybe things have changed. And like I said, we were driving and now when they won't go, they go to that side of the river. You just see still. It's very small. I'm like, only small box. That's first question. No, nobody's there. That when they want to defecate, they go there. Not just pushing your thing, right? But the point here is whether it's defecating into that, right? As long as it's not what people are used to talking about, water closets, it's a problem. It's a problem, and this issue is very sad. Notion or report has been open. All of you listening to me right now probably know or have certain areas where open defecation still occurs. 081792002. We'll take a call when we return after the headline news. But let me read this message. This one says, Jude, you haven't seen anything. 2 years ago, when I was in Abuja, Kubo Axis, bro, I saw true open defecation in the middle of the road, broad daylight. Like 5 to 8 persons defecating openly. Elliot in Choba. Elliot, I do not doubt you. Do not doubt you. But we'll get to hear more after the break. Headline news coming up right here at 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Headline news, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline news.
Two 08179230007. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. All right, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. So, my 2 questions this morning. Should old-style latrines be used to reduce open defecation? They require minimal maintenance. You know, the idea that it's the pit latrines are dug maybe somewhere, let's say they're dug somewhere, you know, around the Ramosi Junction. But, you know, they don't have water, pipe bomb water, you know, right there. All you have to do is just clean the space where you are, and then you zoom out. You know, should that be done? Is that going to help? You know, the curb the incidences of open defecation. And then 2, what measures can be taken to deter open defecation? Now, there's this saying that you never know what nature can do until nature calls. I don't care who you are, what station in life you are, you must obey. You must study, not be this. And if you are going to be best, it's only fair that you should be able to, you know, ease yourself, relieve yourself, you know, properly, safely, because now everybody is talking about, cholera outbreak in Lagos, you know, be careful of the water you drink, you know, food you eat, yada, 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 yada. You know, this is a part of the conversation. Imagine if behind your house, you have some people that decide that, since Brother Jude is not around, they'll just come and they'll just poo. And then one day the flies, after the flies now come, now perch on my food, and I will sit down somewhere and be shouting, "Oh, village people." See? 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. My 3. On.
Good afternoon.
Good morning. Morning. Go on.
So, the open defecation is mostly practiced in the rural area, and especially some parts of Port Harcourt. You know, it's very painful sometimes. Those who think that they are living in the urban area, they are indeed living in an unhealthy environment. And one way I can see in the village, you know, there is this old hip sticks that they dig and hope their lives. Defecate it and close it.
Yes.
Those were practices that were done. And I think that alone will make it somehow adaptable. People may not see what comes out of human being. But in all, what is embarrassing? Within 1 month or twice, you will see invitation passed to head of communities. People should keep their fine. So that we also find a comfortable place where people will ease themselves, defecate carefully. And in so doing, if a penalty is being given to them, you see that by the next season, they will ensure they have it in a very safe mode. So the absence of these supervisions in the society, in the villages have resulted to the prompt defecation practices. It's not worked well.
Thank you very much, Brian. It hasn't worked well in this era, yes. And I think maybe because of the population explosion, where you have more people concentrated, now the fallout is going to be worse. What's going to be? Question. So, in the military regime, we used to have people who used to pay to urinate or defecate. When we tell our people that government is not about constructing roads and shouting capacity, ordinary toilets we can build in public spaces like car parks, public spaces, etc. But a man who lives in his home with 2 children and 1 wife and 6 people, something is wrong with us. All right, Ernest in Woji. But Ernest, you didn't provide a solution. We want to hear solutions, suggestions. Zion is in GRA. Zion, good morning to you, please.
The core fundamentals of health workers is to go even to your bedroom to check your toilet. If your sink, your systems are working. Have we engaged the fundamentals of the health workers we have here in River State? and in Nigeria at large? Are you aware some houses that have tenants, 30 tenants, there is no toilet in that compound?
Wow.
No toilets. IFC, you will see, it is designed zinc for just bathroom.
Oh.
Just to go and take your bath and go.
Okay.
Anywhere you want to go and defecate, left for you. Our house rent here is 10,000 naira per room.
Wow.
These are the problems.
And this is in River State. This is in Port Harcourt.
These are the problems. A lot of people, you see, their houses don't have bathroom and toilet. Some of them, the toilets are jammed. Who will flush it? They cannot contribute money. So these are the problems. If the health workers can be functional, they can arrest the landlords. Because the landlord has failed in that respect. And the local government councillors, they are there to build latrines. In the constitution, they call them latrines. How many local governments in River Port Harcourt local government now? We have councillors.
Let me ask you now. Earlier on, when we started this conversation, someone sent us a message and said, "Let me look for that message." It says, "Old school latrines should not be brought back, because people will leave the hole and mess the surroundings up." Do you think that's correct?
Modern latrines now, water systems.
No, but that's the thing. With water systems, it's more expensive. You're talking about piping the place.
Sir, it's not expensive. This is the problem. This is the encouragement we are giving to the lazy councillor. It's so expensive. You pocket the money and walk away. And by the grace of God, I have at least 12 councillors in Bayelsa State today. And I've charged a lot of them to go to work. Don't remain as a councillor. Aim higher. And it is what you do for your people that will make them to vote for you again for a higher position. See, Jude, I don't know if you took through the roads to Abuja.
Yes.
You see those stops. I think one of those, I've never really known their names actually. Is that Kogi State?
Yes, it's in Kogi. Lokoja.
They have a water system where you pay.
Yes.
Naira.
Yes.
And somebody is there that mans it. There's water brush, everything there. In case, because of running stomach, you slashed everywhere with whatever, you yourself will clean it. They provide water. Water system is flowing. Can we do that also revenue generation for River State?
Okay.
All the motor parks. Okay, look at Aba Road now from Abali Park to Eleme Junction. There is no latrine. Public latrine where you can pay. I know. I don't know about the Rumokoro, but I think the Rumokoro Park has a public toilet there. No, they have hijacked it.
They have
not have hijacked it. Don't forget, in 2003, we now came home with one pharmacy which we call mobile toilets. And Nigeria spent billions in buying those mobile toilets. Where are they? It was both to be shared to local government to state. Where are those mobile toilets? Where are they? The truth is, these things are achievable. Nigeria has the structure to get those things done. But the kind of people that go into politics and about getting our political structure to develop this country are people who are interested in developing Dubai. Who are interested in sending their children to Ukraine and other parts, use our money, go and develop there and live their bound on. Look at the Niger Delta, you are talking about going to Bonny, go to Delay here. That thing you described, that is where they certificate. From that zinc porch.
Yes, that's small, yes.
Compound by compound have their own. Some of them is a community. In Bayelsa State, some local government councillors have even designed it for their community. Go and defecate in the river. These are the poor mentality we have. What is there to sink a boy in? You design it and it's being flushed the way you have in your bedroom. How much will it cost? How much? It's the mind. The people a lot of us in this environment, we are talking about 10 of you. my brother, the person they give that money will collect 30,000, pocket it and share 20,000.
Please, Jack, you get money to share to don't do this thing. Don't, please. Let us be brothers, please. But good morning, Jude. One reason observed is that store owners have toilet provisions for their stores and they should be arrested and prosecuted. In the past, we used to have sanitation inspector officers that go around communities to inspect some of these facilities and call for the provisions where necessary. Government should build public toilets at strategic places, especially commercially congested areas. A reverend gentleman. This is a very fine statement. Very fine statement. Because I've heard reports that some people will build block of shops and then they will lock the toilet. So there is a toilet facility, but it's locked. The people who are renting those spaces can use the space. Of what use then? And to make this even more interesting, I think, was it last year that somebody said this to me here, that, if you're going to rent a store and there's a toilet, the landlord increases the rent for something that is meant to be part of the structure? Wow. Oh dear. 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. Oh, that's all I said. Please, Jude, take it easy. I'm eating beans right now. Please. Don't worry. You'll be fine. I'm very sure you've gone through and there's nothing wrong with you or your system. This one says, don't take us to the Stone Age. If we build public toilets, it can be a massive revenue generation to the government. Anybody that wants to use it pays. And we use the money to maintain the facilities and do more things. Ernest in Woji. All right. Ernest is of the opinion, hey, let's not do pit latrines. No, let's make it modern. Let people pay. The government uses that as a revenue generation. And let's be honest, we all get pressed. You cannot deny the call of nature. You can't. Good luck is on the line. Let's say hello to Good luck. Good luck is in Ajip Estate. Good luck. Good morning to you.
It's not good. It's Barry the Taylor.
Oh, Barry the Taylor. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Barry, good morning to you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, please. Could you turn off your radio set, please, Barry?
Sir.
Okay. All right. Go on, please.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, go on, please. Go
on. If you're able to move out a day from where in John, where I was living before, that situation come up every time that is living. Once the day is dark, that area is just and go away from that place. They come close to where I was living. When we completed the land of, we said the land of on top of water, that they don't build stuff away, the way they supposed. So
they don't build suck away in that area.
They did it by their own compound where it's all that they don't dig the stuff away the way they supposed to. So they did it very shadow way. And that people are doing like about 50 rooms that is comprised of that is compound. That is that particular study. So once it is work, they will get something machine and they come that in.
I evacuate it, yeah.
And one day we now call on the sanitation inspector. They are in the material. We go there and inform them. When they come, they collected right from this.
Oh dear.
And did nothing. Nigeria. So go for a party. I don't know what they are doing there at all. They do nothing.
Good luck is critical. Says they do nothing. That's the inspectors. We have an anonymous caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
About open defecation that you talked about.
Yes, please.
And also indiscriminate disposal of waste is also part of those factors responsible for cholera and all that. Now, in this modern 21st century, in oil-bearing communities, you see a local government chairman or an assembly member or senator or House of Rep member coming to build a toilet on top of the river where people defecate indiscriminately into the water. And they go back again to drink from that water. They go back to cook, to wash from that same water. What are we talking about? I think charity begins at home. We as a people, most especially from the oil-bearing community, let's assume others don't have income. They have 13% derivation that needs to take care of all those things. But unfortunately, you see people building a house with 20 with one toilet. And you want people to queue up and wait for their, just like you did say, it's a nature call. When the time comes, you don't wait for your turn, you run to the bush. And that results to an open defecation. So I think, like the state government, it is not responsibility of it's not the responsibility of the state government even. It is the responsibility of the local government and even the councillors to build a very conducive, defecating places around their communities, where it can be manned and monitored by people paid the money from the local government, so that they will not turn those places where they smoke weed, where they drink whatever they want to do. So I think we need to up our game by making sure that all of those things are done properly, like it's done in a saner climate. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Pleasure to have had you join the conversation. All right, so I'm going to wrap up here and read some comments because today is the 25th of June, and some of you probably have forgotten. Today is the day that we remember the one, the only Michael Jackson. So I used to call him Wako Jacko, remember? Well, he died on this day, and it's a remembrance. So, yes, we'll get to listen to some songs from Michael Jackson as I usher you into the afternoon drive. Now, at Nigeriainfo page, is where you find us. Williams Ben Stowe says, our governments at all levels are not creative or productive. Each time I look at Rivers State, I see wealth everywhere, but our leaders at all levels, including traditional leaders, are short of ideas on leadership. This is not a big issue. This latrine, open defecation of a thing shouldn't be an issue. All right, shouldn't be an issue. Anyway, well, thank you as always for joining us on our conversations. My name is Jude. Follow at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH, all right, for all the conversations that you need. And we'll be getting ready for the news very shortly. Let me ask this girl. Have you used number 2 in the bush before?
Yes. When I used to farm.
Oh my God! Open defecation.
When I used to farm.
Oh, anyway, what do you guys?
Is there toilets in the farmland?
I admitted that when I was traveling one day to Lagos Norway, we stopped and I went to the bush. Open defecation. We spent of cholera. Yes. And so meanwhile, it's Michael Jackson Day. You know he died this day. Oh yes. So I'm going to say yes. So this is how I'm signing out. Denise is going to be coming through with the sunny side later on in the morning. This is a reminder: black or white.